What's up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and we are answering your questions in another installment of For the Greater. And this time, our featured question comes from Chaos God Slanesh, and he says,
I don't have it up, but basically, who would win in a fight? A Jedi Master or a Primarch?
and that is the question word for word, so yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice. What's your opinion?
A Primarch. I feel like even though Jedi are tough, they got like I was gonna say the warp. They have the Force and they have lightsabers. I'm pretty sure that a Primarch would be more than a match for them. Like I feel like more of an even match for a Jedi would be like a Chapter Master or a Captain, because I feel like the Primarch is just like Jedi, Jedi Space Marine, Jedi Chapter Master, Primarch.
Yeah, the only thing I see is I feel like a Jedi would be a lot quicker than a Primarch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if like any Jedi from during the Clone Wars or whatever would fight a Primarch, yeah, he would lose. But let's say it's Darth Vader versus Horus. Yeah, we'll do Horus.
I gotta give it to Horus easily because he's got all four of the Chaos Gods empowering him. Because if you think of it, Horus was almost up to Emperor level, and I'm pretty sure that the Emperor can easily take on Vader.
But if like Horus is charging at Vader, couldn't Vader just like choke him?
Right.
And then if anything, he could use his lightning. And during the Horus Heresy, they weren't even allowed to use
psychic ability.
Psychic ability, so they didn't really know too much. I know Horus, he didn't, when he fought the Emperor, when he fought Sanguinius, he didn't use any psychic abilities. He did all Force, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
So I think it would be really close, but I have to go with Darth Vader, man.
Really?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think Darth Vader would win, especially because so he has the range, and then if he comes close enough,
can a lightsaber cut through armor though?
Yeah,
like ceramite and all that.
I think it could. Is there anything? I don't know too much about the Star Wars lore, but is there anything that the lightsaber can't cut, other than another lightsaber or that other black?
Yeah, the black saber. That was also a lightsaber though.
Oh, okay.
I think he can. So far, I've seen him cut through everything.
Yeah, so I think Darth Vader would win. Comment down below and let us know what you think. But that's a really interesting question.
Good question.
But I do agree with you with Jedi and a Primarch. Any old Jedi, the Primarch wins. So let's start answering questions that you guys left off. If you guys want us to answer any questions, please comment down below for next week. We need those questions, guys, so please do that. Darth Raven, way at the bottom, he says, SW Universe attacking the Imperium of Man, led by Raven as Emperor, with all the tech from the Old Republic to New Republic era available to them, and all the super weapons. So the Star Wars universe, pretty much the entire history of the Star Wars universe, starting from the Old Republic to today's era. I think Star Wars will win.
Right, yeah. But there's this other guy, I forgot where he was in the comments. He did make a bunch of good statements as to why they lose horribly. But we'll wait till we get there.
Yeah.
All right, this one is from Sint et Piet. What race do you think would go extinct first if a race would go extinct? Talking about the main races.
I feel like the Tower, the weakest one, like the reason that they're doing so well right now is because of the whole incident with the 13th Black Crusade that allowed them to expand, the Horus Heresy that allowed them to expand, and the fact that the Necrons the Eldar aren't interested in destroying them. Necrons aren't sufficient enough to destroy them, but if like Chaos or the Orcs or if Space Marines or like the Imperium wanted to, they could wipe them out.
Oh yeah,
and
easily.
The Tyranids are like destroying them still, right?
Yeah, because there was, in the most recent like big campaign for the Tau, they did so well because the Imperium had to pull back its forces because of Chaos and the Tyranids. So that's basically, I mean, it kind of sucks knowing that the Tau aren't that much of a threat, but they could kind of hold their own. But yeah, I agree, it's probably the Tau.
So next question comes from Ben Ace or ACS. Is the Emperor a narcissist? Yeah.
Yeah, easily. I think so.
There is actually a video on SciShow. If you guys watch SciShow on YouTube, you should. If you don't, but it was talking about how, or maybe it was Vox. I don't know. But it was talking about how most presidents have narcissistic tendencies, and I think any leader has to have that. So the Emperor, made up of 9, was it 9?
9 what?
Psychers?
Wasn't it like 100 psychers or 1,000?
Something like
Something like that.
He has to be like narcissistic, just in his attitude towards everything else.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be the leader if you don't think highly of yourself.
Right. Next question.
This is the real Adolf Hitler. The
Ooh.
Space Marine backpack is the main power source for the power armor, and there are still all kinds of cooling systems in there too. What do you think would happen at the end times of 40k? Doesn't really fit together, but okay.
Maybe he was answering to something that we mentioned. I don't know.
Yeah, alright. But anyway, he's got 3 more questions, but we'll answer this one first. So what's going to happen at the end times of 40k? There will be Space Marine backpacks everywhere.
Basically, like Space Marines would have to wear one in the front, in the sides, on their feet, on their heads.
The backpack will become an all-over body pack.
Yeah. Build a model for us and send it to us. We have a P.O. box now. We're gonna make an announcement. We're probably gonna make the announcement same day today, but please, or we'll have the P.O. box number and everything down below. So if you want to send us your awesome backpack, a 360 backpack Marine, go ahead. We'll showcase it for you guys.
But to quickly answer your question, the end times, Primarchs are coming back, Demon Primarchs are coming back, and it's gonna be crazy. Basically like a rebirth of 40k.
And it, of course, tying the Emperor's life somehow. Like, they're trying to protect him from decaying or something. Next question comes from James Shanty. He just says, Hulk smash! And I guess that's referring to the fact that we said that it would be really cool to watch the Hulk versus, did you say Primarch?
I said the Hulk against all the orcs.
Oh, yeah. That would be really badass.
Gas Skull against the Hulk. As a single school.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
What are you gonna say?
I started reading The Beast Arises. I'm not reading it and watching, or I'm listening to it in the little recording thing.
Gotcha. Alright, this one's also by the real Adolf Hitler. Will Gene Stealer cults become a larger threat to the Imperium?
I think so. Because if you think about it, like, their whole lore is that they infiltrate, so you don't even know that they exist. Things like that spread. So like spies almost.
Yeah, basically like spies that start insurrections, becomes a civil war, and then when they're at their weakest, that's when the rest of the Tyranid force comes in and
scoops everybody up. So I think it's really a race. It's like who's gonna expand the most, the High Fleet or the Gene Stealer cults?
The Gene Stealers, because they're sneaky.
Yeah.
Like you said, you don't see them coming.
But
first, no, I was gonna say, like, Gene Stealers, you don't see them coming. It's like first they take your genes, and they take your virginity, and then they take your planet.
Make a T-shirt with that. I hate Gene Stealer models though.
They look a little weird.
Yeah. Advo says, since Vulcan is a perpetual, what do you think would happen to him if he had been cut by the Anathema blade? Anathema? The same blade that took Horus down. It would kill him?
Yeah, because isn't that supposed to be like one of the best weapons or something like that? Like, it'll kill anything. It can like open portals and time space and all that stuff. So it'd probably kill him.
Yeah. Well, what if he got cut by Farsight's sword? Or
no, that's weird because
do you have to kill the person or
right? Yeah, because the sword kills the person, and whatever remaining lifespan they had before they died by the sword, it gets put on Farsight.
So I mean, Farsight would be infinite, right? He would become a perpetual.
Perpetually perpetual.
Yeah. Next question.
These are all statements.
So I have. Oh, that's the one that we read. The strong Jedi versus Space Marine. How about a librarian or a chapter master? we kind of answered it. Jedis would win.
Right.
You know what? A Jedi versus a librarian, though. Maybe the librarian will take it because of the whole range thing. Jedi, just normal Jedi, don't use the electricity thing.
That's,
right?
the dark side. Yeah.
So their range is just pushing and pulling, whereas a librarian could conjure up
Anything really. They got fire, lightning. They could move the earth.
Yeah.
Mind wars and make you. They could like biomancy and all that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot more stuff with the warp than with the force.
Yes.
This one is by LTLM. Haven't heard from that guy in a while.
In a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
You stopped posting on
Twitter?
no, Instagram.
Instagram, there you go. Well, he says, if all races had to embody an animal in our world, for example, a whale, a lion, a squiggly beast, what would each race be? Easily, I think Tao would be fish.
What kind of fish?
A blue fish.
A salmon.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, because don't they aren't they all in packs? That's how the bears eat them.
Yeah.
Greater good.
Mm-hmm.
What about humans?
Humans would probably be
Humans.
they're animals, yeah.
Eldar would be like elf type of creatures. Something whimsical.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Like a hummingbird or
Yeah,
some
there you
shit
go.
like that. And then, because it's supposedly that's how it is, right? When Eldar attacks you, they're
supposed to be quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Necrons would be the Egyptian
Like
cat thingy.
Yeah, the Sphinx.
The Sphinx. That's what they are. Yeah. Even I heard they're not from Egypt.
So what would the orcs' animal be?
You guys said animal, but I was gonna say lichen because that's what they are. But if it was an animal, what's an aggressive animal? A wolverine.
A badger.
A badger, a wolverine, something like that. Yeah.
What else? Tyranids, bugs, ants, bees.
Yep. Fire ants.
Moths.
Just fucking fly in my room.
What are we missing?
Mechanicum.
What's something robotic?
It's an animal. Oh, a little Chihuahua dog with the wheelchair. The one that, yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all the races. If we're forgetting, if we are forgetting your race, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
On to the next question.
From John Redcorn. Thank you for blessing us with your presence, John Redcorn. You were famous, what, back in the 90s maybe? What you guys' nationality?
I am Asian and black, and he is Guatemalan and Japanese.
Yes. Mixed in with a little bit of Creole.
Well, don't forget the Creole.
And a Texas bammer. I'm a Texas bammer. All my single ladies.
I knew that was coming.
Alright. Chaos Gods Lanesh. Hey, what do you think about the new Tau fleet in the Battlefleet Gothica Armada?
I have no idea. I don't really like Battlefleet. I don't really like any naval or space battles. So I don't care.
Next question.
Dragon Punch 903. Do you guys have pets? Because I always hear a bird in the back sometimes.
Yeah, that's my bird Pepe. And I also have a dog that's a husky. Might be a Malamute, I don't know. But it's old now. Those are all my pets.
I just got a dog. That's it.
Parker Broadprick. Sorry, Broderick. Would Chaos listen to Korn? Get it? Probably. There's another question. Oh, Irish Devil 21. What's your favorite 40k fanfics? That's the one that I was intending to read.
Yeah, so I've been reading a few, but I have to say my favorite one is the one that we mentioned and we made a video about on here. It was called, I don't remember, The Shape of the Nightmare to Come. And that's basically what's going to happen in Warhammer 40k. It's really good. It makes damn perfect sense. Watch the video, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I wish I could remember the name of my favorite fanfic, but it's talking about the future of 40k, and it's really cool because, well, spoiler alert if you ever read it, but I don't even know what the title is, so you won't read it. Basically, there's a chaplain, a chaplain and chaplain, a librarian, and a space marine. This entire thing that goes into the warp. They get lost. They come out of the warp in the future, and only those three survive, and they're trying to figure out why the Imperium has been completely destroyed. And it turns out that the Tau gained a bunch of power. The Tau took control of the orcs biologically. They used them to fight the Tyranids, got rid of the Tyranids, and then I don't remember what they said about chaos, but Eldar were destroyed or tamed, and the what's the other ones? The Necrons didn't even stand up to the firepower that the Tau were able to create. And then it's talking about the chaplain and what his role is, because he's trying to they even resurrected Gilliman, but to fight for the greater good. So it's really cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I haven't finished it. Next question.
Last question? Do we have time?
Yeah, one more.
Alright. This is by Etheris Fox. Oh, and he's always got the big ones and the good ones. That's what she said. So, wow, thanks for the featured question. So, my new question. Recently, there has been a lot of controversy over Warhammer 40k video games departing from canon. For example, Dawn of War 3. The developers selected an overly bright unit textures for visibility against dark backgrounds, against the usual grim, dark, battle-scarred atmosphere. Gabriel Angelos can leap into the air while wearing Terminator armor in his smash attack. In Space Hulk Deathwing, they have a Tyranid hybrids that use human weapons, a unit that was removed back in Tyranid's 3rd edition, because the developers felt that the enemies with guns and missiles would make for better combat. My question to you guys, where do you draw the line on canon versus gameplay?
I mean, I don't really have a line, really. Like, the things you mentioned don't bother me. The only one that kind of bothered me was the Terminator, or Terminator being able to do a jump smash when he's supposed to be slow and purposeful.
Right.
That's just like watching something where the physics aren't right. I would still play the game. I would just kind of be annoyed whenever I would see that situation happen.
By the looks of it, it looks like it's a pretty good move, because he moves pretty far ahead, and when he smashes it, it hits a wide area.
Like, all that would do to me, though, is just not make me want to play that character or use that move if I do play that character. But that doesn't ruin the game for me.
Right. I mean, because there's always ways around it. Like, you could say, oh, he's got an anti-grav device on his Terminator suit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for me, canon against like made up or fan fiction, whatever you want to call it, I'm pretty much okay with it, unless it's like complete like BS. Like, for example, oh, this guy can't die because he's got like a warp heart or some like stuff that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that, and when they changed the backstory of the entire race.
Yeah, that I hate.
Like, if they would say Tyranids can talk now. What the fuck
really?
are you talking? Like,
yeah.
I don't think that they're ever gonna do that.
Like yeah, because there's a foundation that has been built, and we know everything. And when they change that up, it's like, why?
Yeah. But then again, there are, like you said, there's situations where you could say, well, he has like the whole jumping thing. He does have an anti-gravity thing inside of him that does that. Because remember, 40k is huge. Like, the stories are huge. I used to think that like orcs were just savage creatures who would speak in low Gothic and that's it. But if you really look at it, like even the Bad Moons, Blood Axe clan, they do. They talk to people. They go on expeditions with them. So there's a whole different side to the lore of Warhammer 40k when you get down to the individual level. Which I think we might see in the future in games, because it'd be really cool to play not an inquisitor, but a
rogue trader.
Yeah, like a rogue trader, and then building your band and doing all that kind of stuff. That'd be cool.
Because in 40k, you get lost in the whole huge aspect of it. It's like you got armies against armies, so when you forget the actual, 1v1.
the lore changes a little bit.
Right.
Thank you so much for sending your questions our way, guys.
Thanks again. Great questions, and keep them coming so we can give you more epic Greater Walls.
This is Gershwood.
So no, come getting sleepy. And we are signing out.